king of the world.
Man, my drink has so much orange in it. It's like, I would wear these. It's it's like really it's like I'm trying to tell you something.
There's a lot of barnacles in that.
I wish you hadn't mentioned that. I feel like YouTube can't see it, so I wasn't going to mention that I had barnacles. It's like it's because it's liquid death bubble water, and that's why I brought a glass today. Shout out to the Red Dragons. Because when you put powdery stuff in bubble water, sometimes it comes flying out of the can. I didn't want to have vitamins come flying out all over onto the table. So I brought a glass because I was thinking, but yeah, it's this. Did I just?
I like when there's sediment on the rim of the glass.
What are you on it? Get Virotech?
You're like,
Yes.
Yeah, and it's got like a bunch of vitamins and vitamin C's and D's and blah 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 to keep me potentially away from getting any colds or any of that stuff. So I'm lying. I basically take it because it makes water so much more fun. Like if it was one of those ones where you put it in there and it does stuff for you, it's got electrolytes, but it tastes like poopy caca, then I'm probably going to start opting to not put it in my water. But this is cordial. Sorry, Americans. This is Kool-Aid. In Australia, shout out to the Outback because we're a podcast now and it's global. Oi, mate, Burnout King, fucking Peyton, what's up? I should say Lee. Lee probably doesn't listen, but what the fuck? You're my brother. You don't listen to this shit. It's only one fucking episode a week. What was I going to say? Yeah, cordial is better than Kool-Aid. And I know that you're like, oh, you're saying that because you're Australian. Probably, maybe. But also, I would like to bring cordial to the table and have you test Kool-Aid versus cordial. And I believe that you, with an open mind, would confess that cordial has you by the jocks.
I like testing things.
Yeah, especially sugar, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've been pretty good
too.
about cutting that out. So if you bring some to me, it's a freebie.
Man, I can't. I found a store that has Australian candy bars, got flake crunchies and violet crumbles. So I have to get them. And I'm shitting my. I know it's a constant. I feel like this poopy fart joke.
Do we
Kevin.
need an intro for this segment?
Yeah. I'm guessing it's the Violet Grumbles that's doing that to your butt.
I do have the violet crumbles from the violet
So I'm
crumble.
eating a violent grumble and thinking what could
It's
possibly
crumble.
go wrong.
It's not a grumble. I guess it is to me.
There I
Shut
am,
up, Katie.
violently grumbling, asking myself, why?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like shitting blood over here. And I'm like, man, but violet grumbles are just so tasty.
They're hard to say no to. The packaging is really exciting. The colors are the foily shit with the purple thing.
It's
that
like
Cadbury.
a kid thing, man. I feel like I'm back in like no problems world where all I cared about was this one violet crumble and the rest of the day was up for grabs.
I have a similar reaction to that stuff, and I wasn't exposed to the UK because those are UK candies that you were getting down in Australia, I believe.
I guess I'll accept that. That hurt, but I'll try and accept it.
I get stuff. I've been getting buying stuff from this little local mom and pop Indian restaurant bodega kind of thing. They just make like vegan curries and they're cheap.
That's
and
where
shit
you'll get them.
And they get all of the because India is a former colony, so they get all this stuff. And every time I go in there, I don't even know what half of them are. I never
Aero bars.
Yeah,
I didn't even like Aero bars when I was in Australia, but I eat one now.
Ooh, I like Aero bars.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
They're good. It's just chocolate
bubbles
with
in
air
it.
bubbles blown into it. So when you bite it, it gives it this like soft, fluffy texture.
Yeah, the worst part of a
I fuck with
whatchamacallit is the whole is that whole candy bar.
Whatchamacallits, when I discovered those, I used to buy boxes of them. They're great.
Whatchamacallits are perhaps our most criminally underrated candy bar.
Yeah, they're legit.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I don't
love
understand why anybody has that Ruth thing with the peanuts on it.
Oh, Baby Ruth?
Yeah, I don't understand why anybody would eat that.
Not a nougat guy.
I
or
don't
is it
mind
the peanuts?
I'm not a peanut without enough. It doesn't have enough chocolate for me to handle those peanuts.
I see. And I don't understand why you would have the nut when you could have the butter, which is clearly more functional in a candy bar type situation.
Isn't there one that's just a pile of peanuts held together by fucking snot or something?
I thought that was a Baby Ruth.
Yeah, that was in Australia. Put it right next to the Violet Crumbles.
What are you talking about, you fucking assholes? We got good ones.
Snort nuts. They got snort nuts.
We don't have snot nuts. Fuck you guys. You're being racist. Stop it.
Oh, they're paydays.
What the fuck is a payday?
Wait, I've heard that.
Payday.
Payday's not Australian.
Fuck paydays.
Yeah,
No, they're not Australian.
Yeah.
But it's literally just a pile of peanuts.
Yeah, I hate that.
And
Yeah.
some slime.
What I think I've come to realize is, does anybody make the candy bar that has all 6 of the candy bar ingredients in it? Because candy bars are the exact same thing.
Snickers?
They come close. Candy bars are the exact same thing as Mexican food. They've only got about 7 ingredients, and everything on the menu is just some, they take one out or they put one in or what kind of wrapping it's in, right? So you got chocolate, caramel, the Rice Krispie things, peanuts or peanut butter, nougat. Is there any, because like, why would, I know this because I'm still working through the Easter candy that I bought for my kids, and the bag has the mixture of stuff like a Three Musketeers. It's not terrible, but why would you fucking commit to an entire bar of just that fluffy nougat and chocolate stuff? When
I don't know. Sometimes peanuts fucking interfere with my vibe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not always like, you know what I need in my chocolate is nuts.
But what about, no, I agree with the nuts.
Sometimes I like a smooth Milky Way.
See, I don't know who would want a Milky Way over a Snickers. You would make that
say
choice.
that again. A Milky Way over. Yeah, no. Sometimes.
Yeah, you feel like
sometimes
a nut,
I would
sometimes
prefer
you
Milky
don't.
Way over a Snickers. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's bananas.
Oh no way! It's Jason Ellis talking about Mac Weldon. These guys have the most comfortable, depending on where you want to come from, but I like to say comfortable when I'm talking about Mac Weldon because it just makes more sense to say it correctly because their comfortability comes correct.
That's right. Whether you're talking about the Ace sweatpants, the Vesper polo, the Pima silver dry knit t-shirts, I am personally decked out in Mac Weldon undies, and I love the socks that I'm wearing. I love when I pull up a sock and it stays pulled up, and that's what I get with my Mac Weldons.
I'm a solid sweatshirt guy. I'm also a sweatshirt guy that likes to have new sweatshirts, and then when he takes them off, the inside of the sweatshirt isn't on my freaking t-shirt. That's what they have perfected as well. Solid sweatshirts.
For 20% off your first order, visit macweldon.com/LS and enter promo code LS. That's macweldon.com/LS, promo code LS for 20% off. Mac Weldon, reinventing men's basics. We are here to talk to you today about UpStart, which is the simplest, easiest, most straightforward way you can consolidate your debts and start to make some financial headway. Has anybody in this room not had issues with credit card debt, whatever kind of loans at some point in their life? I know I have.
I've always made smart decisions.
That's right.
But I've always made really bad ones as well. So yeah, I've been in debt.
It's a mess. You have bills all over the place, and you have to remember all these different due dates, and you have all these different credit ratings to worry about and interest rates to worry about, and there's a simpler way, and it might be a cheaper way too, that you can just consolidate all that stuff into one monthly payment and finally dig yourself out of that hole. Boy, I've been in debt and I've been out of debt, and I'm here to tell you being out of debt is a whole lot better than being in debt.
Yeah, it's like taking off your fat jacket.
It really is. It's like taking off life's fat jacket. Find out how UpStart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Ellis. That's upstart.com/Ellis. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/Ellis.
I agree that I'm a crazy wild guy, but I'm just saying that that is what it is.
But is there one that has all of, because whatchamacallit comes close.
Would you also need to
Whatchamacallit with nuts would piss me off.
I agree, but it has peanut butter. Peanut
Which
butter
is okay. It's
is
different.
always better than nuts in a candy bar. And
I
that's
agree.
why they make Snickers with peanut
Except with
butter, which is
Snickers.
currently the best one going.
The best candy bar that has peanuts in it is a Snickers.
Right, but when you get it with peanut butter instead of peanuts, that's the better one.
Oh.
And that is on the market, my friend.
I haven't had that.
With this mega bar, would you
Wow,
need to
really?
incorporate?
Bringing my amateur conversation to this. It's
'Cause
really pathetic. Sorry.
I'm looking at pictures of the violet
Hey, enjoy your
crumble,
flake.
and it's
You don't even know how to open a flake, okay? So back off on the flakes. They're great.
What was that, like some commercial thing? They have two people, lady and a tramp in it or something?
Well, America changed it. You can't. In Australia, the wrapper you untwizzle it.
Oh, we
It's-
can't have that.
Here, you have to rip it open. You used to be able to bang it on the counter.
Yeah.
And then you unroll it, and it's opened, and you take little shards of it out and eat it.
Yeah.
Here, it's in a bar thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a technique to eat it here where you have to bite a piece and get the whole piece in your mouth, or it'll all fall on your lap or on your chest if you're watching a movie.
That's hot garbage. Yeah,
Really
Karen moms can't roll with anything that isn't perfectly like factory sealed.
Yeah, that's what
it comes down to. At some point, everything absolutely needed to be factory sealed.
I think flakes should come in a container. Like, remember those orange chocolates where it's an actual orange and you're supposed to drop it on the table and then it opens up? You ever see those? And it's chocolate slices.
Hell
It's shaped like an orange.
Yeah.
You guys didn't have those?
No.
I think I did.
Dude, bruh. This was to me when I was a kid, rich people chocolate, where somebody in my family, I think my granddad at one point before he went bankrupt, was a rich guy and he might have had it. But they showed me where it's shaped like about the size of a mandarin. And it's like, it's got a it's got the wrapper, the tinfoily wrapper thing that's kind of got the print on the outside that looks like an orange.
Terry's, right?
Drop it on the table and then you open it and all the slices have like opened like a blooming onion and you just take a piece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're delightful.
Nope. Is it Terry's?
It's like dark chocolate with orange. Yeah. Yep, they're Terry's.
I feel like Terry's is in Australia a way more common first name for both men and women than it is in America.
Man, fuck, that's weird. I don't know if they do that anymore, but yeah, fuck yeah. Terry was...
It was big on both sides
which
of
is
the line.
Tezza, really. You know that?
Nah.
It's Tezza a lot.
Uh-huh.
Like when I was growing up, if you're Terry, you're Tezza. Girls more than guys. If you're a guy and you're Terry, you're Terry.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a girl and your name's Terry, you're Tezza. Tezza, mate. Unless you're, uppity.
Yeah.
Then you would say, excuse me, it's Terry.
Yeah. This is my daughter, Terrence.
And you'd be you'd be constantly correcting people over and over again. But yeah, if you're from the streets, you're Tezza all day.
Did Australia do Nigel?
No.
Nobody took that one.
Oh, no. Yeah, there was a Nigel, but he was like a prime minister or something, and we hated him because he was like a douche.
Yeah, right.
That was a nerd name that you would get beat up at school for.
Right. Because America, so much of the names came from England, but Nigel didn't make it over here, thank goodness. We changed the name of soccer and we stopped calling people Nigel.
I'm always surprised that everybody's a Bob and Jim and shit.
It is surprising.
It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Out of all the things that are happening. I mean, I get it, sometimes traditional, but
yeah,
maybe your granddad was Bob, but I mean, he was your granddad. Do you want to give your fucking grandson your granddad's pants to walk around in the rest of his life? Like, I don't reckon they're going to be hip, Wow.
James is not.
Lit.
James is not the worst.
James is casual.
So everybody who is Jim could be James if they wanted to be. And everybody who is Bob could be Rob or Robert.
I know. I'm just saying, why not mix it up and,
Yeah.
call yourself Crystallized Murder or something?
Dude, my name is Michael. And
yeah, all right.
And the only good thing about that is
we're all pretty basic over here.
Every third person in my family is either Pat or Patricia. We have every variation. We have a PJ, we have a Patsy, we have a Patrick, we have a Patricia. You name it. We got all of them. Yeah.
What about Bobby Schmurda? I mean, I know there's a guy named Bobby Schmurda, but if I change my name to Bobby Schmurda, that'd be different. It'd be new. Maybe I could name my kid that.
Probably help the podcast.
It's a bit late. He already know. Oh, if the podcast was changed to the Bobby Schmurda Show.
I always wondered about that. If you named your kid.
Start saying that from now on. Welcome to the Bobby Schmurda Show.
Sure.
Hey, you guys need to change the intro to Bobby Schmurda. It's his new podcast. I thought that guy was black. Turns out he's Australian.
I'll change my name to Robert De Niro.
And happy birthday.
Like if people
You're
heard
80
that
now, right?
Bobby Schmurda and Robert De Niro were doing a podcast together.
Is that better than Obama and the boss? Because that is rivaling them, right? Bobby Schmurda and wait, who are you?
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro. Fuck, that is an eclectic group of. What are you? You because you're here.
Bob Denver.
He died, right?
Yeah.
What about Wendy Williams?
Yeah, sure.
You could be Wendy Williams, and you could like do a burp fart every like couple of episodes, and just fucking destroy the podcast world.
Do you think they literally have meetings with her where they talk about how I think their ratings just sort of rise and fall with her flatulence?
Oh, they're asking if they could. I don't think they would ask her to fart snort or anything. I think that they would give her foods that would make her shoot shit out.
I think they would contractually stipulate that she fart 4 times a year.
Yeah, they just secretly
and maybe
changed
faint a couple of times while you're at it. Those ones did well.
Yeah.
They just changed everything in craft services to like burritos, Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprout burritos.
Yeah. Deep fried peanut butter.
Give her chalupas stuffed with Ambien. See what happens.
Give her more drugs than she's already on. That's awesome. Just see what happens.
Give him hell, champ. 2 shows today.
Yeah. What do you mean? Sorry, contract. You're going to do 2 more. Just get her to be super tired. And what about surprises? Like scare her a couple of times before she goes out there so she's a bit rattled.
Absolutely.
Or once in a while, the production assistant just throws a dodgeball at her stomach.
Ooh.
See if that knocks a shard out of her.
A dodgeball just hitting her in the head while she was talking about Kim Kardashian would make it funny. Like, how do you explain that though? Like the executive producer hit you in the head with a dodgeball. Why?
I mean, you could just make the pitch to her and be like, so that show Wipeout does really good ratings. Nobody is combining that with talk shows. So what if we just rig your set with booby traps? And like every now and then a gigantic like inflatable hand smacks her in the face.
Don't you think that a lot of celebrities, they love their job so much that if you said, look, it's a pandemic, things have changed, and we're going to take your show away. I'm really sorry, but we're going to have to cancel everything. Unless there's this one thing that we could do because everybody really wants you to get hit with balls and slimed and surprised and farting and fainting and all that stuff. That's if you were to agree to a deal where there's a new producer who's going to constantly surprise you with shit that's going to piss you off. I make no mistake, but the ratings are going to be great. And we're going to keep you.
Yeah.
We're going to sign you for another 5 years. How many of those people would stay?
All of them.
They would, right?
And I don't even think it would have to be that complicated. Remember when the pandemic first started and there were those awful videos going around of people singing songs and it was the celebrities just at home singing into their phone and it was just embarrassing for every single one to be involved with it. All you need is the right person organizing that. Like if somebody Barack Obama would be a terrific example. I don't know who's really at the top. Clooney. I know movie stars aren't what they used to be, but still at the pinnacle of everything a guy could want, success and power and prestige. George Clooney is doing celebrity wipeout jackass for charity. Right. And the whole thing is his fuck you to everybody he doesn't like from the A- B-list celebrity world. And he just gets all of them to agree. Every single Wendy Williams of the world would do anything. They would go down a water slide that was lubricated with diarrhea if George Clooney was producing the show.
It's not that funny.
Are you sure?
I think that's kind of funny. I would watch Wendy Williams go down a diarrhea slide.
I mean, how much diarrhea is on the slide?
A lot.
Can you see her still?
Yeah, it's just as much. I'm picturing as much water as there would be on a regular water slide.
So there's shit just shooting down a water slide.
Yeah.
And then she's like, ew, it stinks so bad. Right. And then jumps in it and she's like, ew.
Yeah.
Like
right.
that?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, somebody throws a dodgeball at her head.
Does she land in a pool of shit?
Ideally.
Because it wouldn't make any sense. Where would that shit be going? It'd be a pool of shit at the bottom.
It's definitely shitty water. Maybe what they do is they just have a regular water slide, but then there's
somebody has a
constant
of
sewage line that's feeding it. So it's very watered down diarrhea, but still visibly
But she's
brown.
in a pack of poo, no question.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I would watch that. Oh, like when they have that celebrity show, I don't know if they still do with the wrestler guy that's the host, where people go down the giant slide and they see how far they can skim across the water.
Yeah.
That,
Miz.
but shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Miz shit show.
Mm-hmm.
New show. Because I didn't really like that show. I ain't got a problem with Miz. I just got a problem with older people just trying to swoop in on the cash kid market and making shows cheesy. Like, you could do better. You make it a little bit more mature.
Yeah.
Let's get some Wendy Williams and some feces.
Maybe.
Let's have a laugh. Yeah, you're probably right.
It's really, really tough because just when something comes along that I think is especially stupid, like needle moving stupid, it tends to be incredibly successful. I would not have predicted that the Masked Singer was going to last on TV, and instead it's like the biggest TV show.
What about celebrity beatdowns where people show up and beat up a celebrity like when you get jumped into a gang?
Yeah.
So you don't die or get like hospitalized, just get a shit whipping.
Right.
That'd be cool, right?
Yeah. And
What about people dressed up like cartoon characters to soften the blow? So it's like Mickey Mouse and Ronald McDonald and all these people with boxing gloves, and they come to your house and they're like, boo, 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 boo. Like they're fucking punching you in the face with boxing gloves. You're getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
And then they all run out of your house.
yeah.
That's a funny show, right?
Or what about if it was more like, they do those porn parodies where they get porn actors who kind of sort of look like the people from the movies?
Oh, so
what
like
about
a
if you
porn
did-
Tom Cruise comes over dressed as a police officer, like pew pew.
Maybe. Or what if it was like, what was something big that, say like if Andy Dick would agree to do it, you get a bunch
He'd
of
agree to
people
do
who are
anything.
professional fighters to look like the cast of like news radio. And it's just like the porn parodies where it's like a scene from the show, except in the porn parody where the fucking would start instead, the guy who looks like Phil Hartman physically beats down Andy Dick and knows what he's doing.
That's a relief.
Andy Dick doesn't know why. It's like, why are you doing this, Phil Hartman?
That guy died too, right?
And supposedly it was Andy Dick's fault.
What do you mean it was Andy Dick's fault?
The story on the streets is the hot rumor that gets passed around. This is not my theory. Is that Phil Hartman's wife was clearly a loose cannon. She's the one who ultimately took Phil Hartman's life.
Yes.
And that she was sober and that it had been Andy that gave her the coke that made her relapse.
Oh no. Oh my God.
I read about that because he was on. He put up another one of his tweets where he says, "You can take me to dinner. I pick where, and you pay." And that trended that he would have the audacity to do something like that. And then I saw him in the bathroom at the farmer's market that night. So he definitely did not have any takers because I was eating at the farmer's market that night.
Right.
Yeah. When you have your pick of the Hollywood litter, that's not where you go for dinner.
I don't know if people think he still lives a glamorous life, but I can assure you it's not what you think.
No. I'm not sure too many people even think that he still leads.
I thought there was like a shared life going on for a minute.
There might have been.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You know how they do especially in the eastern part of America, do you know it's not uncommon to see a sign somewhere that says George Washington slept here?
George Washington is the president of the United States.
The first president. Yeah,
he was
that's
the very first one.
That's sort of a thing. Yes, he was.
Right.
He was a big deal even before.
He was a pot smoker, right?
He grew hemp, I think. I guess
But he didn't
smoked
smoke it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
He was more of a
slave-
dab guy.
I hear a lot of
Yeah,
things.
slaves, right?
Probably, yeah. And he definitely was part of the westward expansion that resulted in what is arguably the genocide of Native Americans.
Right.
Yeah, there's lots of things people did that were very regrettable around then. So he was the general of the forces that led America in winning the Revolutionary War that allowed us to separate from England. And then he was elected the first president of America. And I think because he traveled so much with the military stuff, you'll see, it's like a joke that you'll go to some little inn somewhere and there's a sign, George Washington slept here. If they had those same Andy Dick slept here things, I think people might be amazed at some of the places those signs would show up.
Oh, as in like under a tree and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the chateau he stayed, and under this tree in Albuquerque also stayed. There.
Right.
Yeah, he goes deep. He's very adaptable.
He is.
You know, like
he takes a lick and he keeps on ticking.
I feel like if he went to war, he would be one of the last to crack.
Oh man.
You know,
Yeah.
As long as he had alcohol there, he'd be fine.
He's like a human rubber chicken. You could just grab him by the feet and just slam his head into the table.
He'd be
and
like
just
that
get up
guy.
and walk away.
He'd be like that guy that loves the smell of napalm in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Where he just stands there while bullets are whizzing by, like you're ducking down, and Andy Dick's just like, look. These assholes are over here. Let's go. And you're like, fucking hell, man. How does he do it?
And he's just standing there like, oh, they gave me this croissant this morning. It was the worst. When I was in movies, you should have seen the croissants.
Yeah, he's
and
got
bullets-
chocolate smeared across the side of his face.
Bullets just inches away from his face. He's
Yeah,
bitching
at one
about
point,
breakfast.
his croissant gets shot out of his hand, and he's just like, "Oh fuck! Give me another croissant now!" That's all he cares about is his croissant before he goes back into war. Every battle, never winged, always survives.
Nope.
I believe that because how is he alive now?
I don't know.
He's told so many giant people to go fuck themselves. He's made out with like homophobic people.
Yeah.
He's been in Temecula. And I used to live in Temecula. Sorry, I just spat so much. We're all fucking vaccinated. He fucking went to Temecula and went to old Temecula town where I have gone several times with my ex-wife and children.
Yeah.
Because it's a lovely little street where a bunch of old white people go, and like there's antique stores and a couple of bars, and they're bars that are restaurants as well, and there's like some bikey people there, so it's definitely either family orientated or bikey orientated, and you're spitting on bikers and making out with dudes that didn't want to know you in the first place, just to know that he was in that area. I'm like, how did you get to Old Temecula Town?
You don't have a car.
Yeah, like who drove you
It's
there?
like he got in the wrong car in Hollywood.
I've heard many a person tell me about how he has got in their car and they've drove him to places where they're like, can you please leave us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a lot of energy. You know, like that tells me that if you give him alcohol and the war goes late night, he's fine. If we're talking crack of dawn, 4 a.m, and you're just like, man, I can't take it anymore. I'm so tired, even with the bullets whizzing by. Fucking Captain Dick is just,
yeah. Yep.
Let's go, charge. Like he does not stop.
If he could have harnessed that power for something good.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have on paper a pretty remarkable career despite it all.
He's amazing.
Yeah. And he's still good in stuff if he shows up.
Right.
And is ready to go. Yeah. Poor Andy and poor us for Andy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wish I could help, but you know how it is. People don't want to get help. No. You can't help them.
Yeah. There's a long list of people who have tried.
We've all tried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember at one point he pointed out to me how shitty I looked. And that was like a real big eye opener, because when a steaming pile of shit tells you you look like a steaming pile of shit, you better fucking recognize like that, or just, you know what I mean, continue killing yourself a little faster. Because I was like, wait, I did? Right. And then I'm like, oh my God, you did get fat. You know, like you did get fat and sloppy and you're fucking hungover. Yeah, you're back on it again. Fuck. And then I try to check myself. But still failed many times after that day. Hey, everybody. Do you like eyebrows? Because I don't. It's my arch nemesis, and I can't deal with them. But thanks to Manscaped, I no longer fear eyebrows.
Yeah, your eyebrows met their match.
Yeah. I've been actually using that Lawnmower 4.0.
Yeah.
That they sent over, and that thing is a godsend.
Yeah, I couldn't help but notice how great your balls look.
I can't stop whipping them out in front of these guys.
Yeah.
I've had horror stories happen in the past. We've talked about it on the show where I used clippers to try and clean things up down there.
Yeah, and the little teeth beat you.
Oh man, my scrotum is a bleeder.
You get a nick from one of those things, and it's like a horror movie. But these, like, they just feel safer. It's got a light on it. It definitely makes my experience a million times easier.
And we can make your experience a whole lot cheaper. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code ELLIS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use code ELLIS. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Shout out to AthleticGreens.
Yeah.
I have recently been taking a journey to get myself in better shape and be healthier. And this is the easiest part of it. Just mixing the powder with some water, shake it up, and you just get a buttload of vitamins and minerals. And it's a formula that they're regularly tweaking. So every time they put a new batch out, they don't just settle on that. They go back through it and they look at things that they can improve and make it better. And they're constantly churning out better powders.
All I heard was buttload. Sorry. But I took it yesterday. I like it. But I don't know if I'm the guy, because I always do things that are good for me. And but I didn't find it to be like a struggle in any way. It's just like a tasty drink with all the greens in it. Thank you.
It's not your imagination. One tasty scoop of Athletic Greens contains 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients, including a multivitamin, multi-mineral, probiotic, greens, superfood blend, and more that all work together to fill the nutritional gaps in your diet, increase energy and focus, aid with digestion, and supports a healthy immune system, all without the need to take multiple products or pills. And they are offering our listeners a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. Simply visit athleticgreens.com/JES and join health experts, athletes, and health-conscious go-getters around the world who make a daily commitment to their health every day. Again, simply visit athleticgreens.com/JES and get your free year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs today.
I believe that the Golden Gods told me, they're like, look, you're going to die if you keep drinking. So we're going to put the fucking fear in you. Get that up, yeah?
Yeah.
And recognize that. because we've got a lot of work to do and we don't have that much time.
No, just stick to the barnacle cordial.
Shout out to onnit.com/Alice. It doesn't have barnacles in it if you don't put it in bubble water.
See, I like it when, like, if there's chocolate mix, like Ovaltine or something, and you get those barnacles on the rim of your glass. I like to tongue dart those.
That's weird. It's like a child who's a disgusting sex offender at the same time. It's such a childish thing to talk about your chocolate on the side of your glass, and then now you want to tongue dart. Couldn't you just lick the glass? Are you really licking someone's bum hole?
Well, I prefer
For shock
the
value?
tongue dart method. When I was a kid, I used to like to, because I felt like the more you dumped in, obviously the more chocolatey and delicious it gets. So I would get like a tiny little saucer and try and like cut the ratio and just make like mud.
Sure.
And eat that slime. And that was really good.
Man, I know what you're saying, and I really like that too, but you're saying it in a way where it doesn't sound tasty. Like, you are not doing my chocolate. If I bring out a chocolate company, a chocolate powder company that you stir it in milk, you're not in my commercial.
I could have chose sexier language for that. For
tongue
sure.
dart, fucking sloth. What did you call it?
Oh, it was like slimy sludge.
Yeah, it's not slime is not food. Whenever it's slime, that tells me it's like even eggs with the clear bit that breaks off. I'm like, ew. I don't want to eat that now because it looks like slime.
If you make extra chocolate milk out of the powder and you realize that there was too much chocolate and so it couldn't all dissolve and you hit one of those bubble pockets where it's pure powder. Okay, there's my answer.
Yep. Love those bubble pockets. It's a nice little burst of heaven.
That's terrible.
I don't know. It's the little things in life. That's a little thing, you know?
Up.
I mean, yeah, it is a bit. I'm kind of back Michael on spot. I agree.
I used to buy powdered soup mix.
Yeah.
I forget what flavor it was. It might have been like cream of chicken or something like that.
That's so gross.
And I would just mix it with hot water in a mug when I was a little kid, and it was really good. And it was mostly just because of how much salt. Like,
I think we figured out your problem. Cream of chicken.
I know. But it got to the point where sometimes, like when you would finish drinking your mug of soup, there would be like that sludge at the bottom. And you would get those dust packets that would like pop.
Yeah.
Pure load.
Oh, yeah. And then I did the same thing. I just mixed, I cut like 50-50, 50% water and then the other powder.
Yeah.
So it was nothing but just like soup sludge. And I would eat that.
Good. Powdered chicken sludge. Good for you.
Jason, I saw you took a fall on Instagram. What happened?
Did I?
Oh, yeah. It was a good one.
Did you knock down a Tony's?
Oh, fuck, man. I keep forgetting this show is a week of... Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Hit my fucking face.
I saw that.
And I kicking chicken necked my fucking back. I don't know what I did. I did a trick that I hadn't done for 10 years. And then I kind of celebrated. And then I went into a trick that I also hadn't done for a long time. And I was like, maybe you're going a little too far on this one. And on the way back in, I was like, it's a little iffy. So I went to jump off halfway down and it made my back do some weird lean back thing where I was like, it sprained it. And I shot forward and that made me hit my face on the ramp. I didn't get knocked out. I just got dazed and I cut my eyebrow open and got a bit of a lump on my face and on my lip. Not that bad, but I just love that's the second slam now where Tony's not an emotional guy. And that's the second time now where Tony said stuff where he really cares and he's really concerned. And I'm like, aw, you know? When I hit my face, he was like, Jason, no, man, and I'm like, because I didn't go out this time. I clearly heard him say that. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm all right. I'm like, aw. Because he's worried about Jason hurting himself. I'm like, that's adorable.
That was a vicious slam.
It was. Would he ever give you an intervention if you keep going down there every week and he keeps on having to wonder if you're conscious or not?
Oh, if I hit my head this Thursday?
Yeah.
I'll call it.
Yeah.
He would, but he will not say it. He would not say it. Okay, maybe if I got snored and then I showed up tomorrow and was like, hey, man, let's skate. He might be like, really, dude? After a concussion? That seems crazy.
Right.
But Tony's a lot. When you're as old as him and you've done as many dangerous things as him for this long, it's weird. He talks normal. Same as Caballero. They both talk very nice-mannered people. But when it comes to pain and injury and fear, they only have one gear. They never sympathize with the fear of of not doing anything. It's always go for it. I mean, he brought up the other day, he was like, I just saw you make your mind up. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, as soon as you started, I saw you were like, yeah, we're going to go. And I'm like, it's weird that he even watched that, you know, because he's like, Jason doesn't skate anymore. He's coming back. This ramp's a big ramp. I wonder what his mindset is. And he was wondering that by watching what I was going to do on the ramp in the first ride that I did. He was like, oh, you came to play. And I was like, well, I don't know how else you come here. You know, like I shouldn't. If I was like, man, I really hope I don't get hurt today, I'm not coming. I'm fucking 49. If I really had that in my head on the drive down there, I would just say I'm okay today. Because you don't go to a fucking 13-foot high vert ramp going, oh man, I hope I don't get knocked out, and then drop in.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Right.
But I am fine. Get a little fucking cut or whatever, but I am fine. You have stitches on your brain
Currently.
and you stayed in a hotel room last night.
Both true.
Because of your head injury?
No, both my head injury and the hotel are because the hot water heater in my house stopped working.
But the hot water stopped working. Why did the hot water attack your head?
No, the hot water heater is kind of built into the wall and it's up on a stoop that's maybe about as high as this bench I'm sitting on.
Yeah.
So once we realized that it was no longer giving us hot water, excuse me, and that it was leaking, I did some quick Googling and I'm pretty sure, as a guy who doesn't know anything about anything, that the move is to turn off the hot water heater. But the only way to do that is to get in behind it, and the switch is, the lever is behind it. So you need to get up on the stoop and then reach behind it. I had done that successfully, just looking around trying to see where the leak was, as if I was going to do anything about it, with no issue. And it's funny because I subsequently watched a video that was like, for the love of God, if you have one of these things, use a step stool. And I wish I had seen that before I did it. All that happened is stepping up on the ledge to put my head in. There's nothing to catch you have to kind of land balanced. And if you don't, your head goes forward and then your noggin hits the top of the thing. Yeah. And I hit it. And my wife was down there with me and I just stomped around the garage. It's out my garage, just going, fuck. You know, I let it go, but I then shook it off and got back in and then I turned the thing off and I got down and then I touched the top of my head and I was like, oh, fuck, there's some fucking blood. And she's like, hold on, let me see that. And she looked and she's like, bro, you're going to urgent care.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How many stitches did you get?
It turned out there were 2 lacerations. One is 2 stitches. The other one is 4. So I currently have 4 stitches in my head. I did feel a bit of vindication when the plumber showed up the next day.
You'd have 6 stitches in your head.
I have 2. Yeah, what'd I say?
You said 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have 2 and 4. I have 6 put together.
Yeah, yes, we both definitely hit our head this week.
For sure. And the plumber guy went to get in to take a look at it. Fucking immediately smacked his head and was like, oh, fuck.
You didn't cut his head open though?
No, I was like, you see that blood right next to where you just hit your head?
Oh, shit.
Feel your pain, bro. He did it. He actually did it twice.
But for some weird reason, he didn't get it as good as you did?
He didn't slice his head open, yeah. So then they haven't actually gotten around to replacing the thing and none of us had taken a shower since Saturday.
Oh.
So last night we had no choice but to...
Does insurance pay for your hotel room?
No.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, I don't want to get into the details because it's only exciting to me. No. It's just not that interesting. I have been fucking fighting the good fight, arguing with phone representatives for my home warranty company, and they were waffling on when exactly they were contractually obliged to send somebody out to my house to do something about it. And I sent a very sternly worded email to every email address I could find from the company straight up to the CEO.
Yes.
And then was like, well, there you go. I blew off some steam. That's worthless. And then we got in the car, went to the hotel. There's a fucking pool there. It is not pool weather here in Southern California. The kids still wanted to go in. So as I was putting my kids into warm water, freezing cold outside, I looked down at my phone and I saw the text transcription of a voicemail that was like, hi, this is so-and-so from that company. And we were very unhappy to see your email. And of course we can take care of blah, blah, blah. So
fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, in the end,
I made my family live with cold water and no showers, and I damaged myself. And this is like a Clark Grisdale National Lampoon kind of small victory, but they're going to pay for the new hot water heater, damn it.
Wait, you wouldn't take a cold shower?
No.
Huh.
I hate cold water.
Oh, really?
I hate it.
I got a cold punch in my backyard.
You've mentioned that once or twice, yeah.
It's so bad.
I hate cold water.
Yeah, I was.
Who do you think does better? Sorry, Kevin. Eddie Jackson or yourself? Because as a guy he's had like, I don't know, 20 fights. I've never seen anyone make it look like it's that bad in my life. He can't go in it.
I don't know. I think
he couldn't submerge himself.
Yeah. I was the guy.
Second.
Well, he did. Okay, I guess it wasn't the real cold plunge because he did another one where I did microphone him up. I hate it. I hate taking my kid to the ocean when I know that it's going to be that temperature that's okay for kids. That's not like you'll get used to it. It's never, ever going to be okay for you. I hate when my kid is at a pool and it's just fucking time to get out. It was nice at 3:00, but now it's 7 and it's just not cool anymore and he doesn't want to get out. I do it, but I hate it. No, I was never going to take a cold shower. I will never take a cold. I will fucking stink.
They're good for you.
I'm sure they are. No,
Andrew Huberman that was here, he tried to help us.
I don't doubt that one bit. And I haven't been cleaning this thing out like I'm supposed to.
What's up with that?
I actually did not read.
He just said,
I did not read the literature.
Just a head wound.
I mean, you are okay as a person that's had several stitches. You don't have to fucking clean it out over and over again.
Good, because I haven't done it once.
Once?
I didn't read the literature.
Well, it's in your hair.
Yeah.
I've had ones in the back. Man, that big knot on the back of my head, I had tons of stitches in there. Cracked my skull.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 23.
Yeah.
I didn't maintain that shit.
What, am I going to end up with an ugly scar in my scalp?
Yeah, and you're not going to go bald, so you won't have to worry about having a deformed head on the back.
I don't think this is...
Even though it helps me. I like that I mean, it's like, whoa, you broke the back of your head. I'm like, well, duh, look at me.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen.
If I was going to be bald, like I can't really lose. I don't think I'm going to go bald. And if I did, having a scar on my head I'm pretty cool with that.
It's badass.
Yeah, so we're all good here.
I would like a Bond villain.
I would like Wolverine scars on my face. Or like, remember when Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon and he fought that guy that had the claw hand?
Yeah.
And then he did the slashes across his abs and one on his face? I would like that. I met a guy the other day who had a sweet fucking whoosh, whoosh, slash.
Oh, wow. Like just missed the eyeball kind of thing?
And I was like, you motherfucker.
It was a tattoo.
Was it?
Yep. I asked him about it.
Oh, man. What a piece of shit.
Stolen Viking valor.
You have offended me and the Shaolin Temple.
Right? That's worse than getting a Marine tattoo.
That is amazing.
You have offended my family and you have offended the Shaolin Temple.
Yeah, you have. We should go to his house and hit him in the face with an axe to even that shit up for the gods.
Yeah.
I also think
doesn't
Jake Paul
deserve it.
should beat up Tucker Carlson. Just like he's, what the fuck are you doing here? Stop talking about fighting. And what the fuck are you doing? You're an idiot. Punch each other, you know? Just because it doesn't make any sense that they're existing in the first place.
Yeah.
So fight.
They've both got fairly punchable faces.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, Jake Paul will beat the living shit out of that dude, but that's funny to me because fuck that dude.
Does he fight with the blue blazer on? Does that is that removable?
I don't think he takes that off.
Right?
Yeah, he's a creep.
Blue blazer guys are. I thought we'd fucking figured out the blue blazer guys in the 80s.
Yeah, those guys are. You know, they're like bursting at the seams with bad intent because they're holding up a front of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really them. Well, you know what? He might be at this point. Either way, I don't give a fuck. I would just like that other dude that seems to want to punch everybody on celebrity television, social media, fucking everybody talking about him. Daniel Cormier, why would you say that you would fight him at 205? Don't say it. You should have hit him. I get it, though. If you had to hit him, he might have lost his job. And I really love Daniel Cormier as an announcer in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing fights. Did you see that? Speak of the fucking thing, leg break. You didn't see any of it?
I mean, I saw the highlights on social media.
So, you know, Chris Weidman broke his leg the same way that Anderson Silva broke it on him.
Yep.
With the guy that last
gross.
beat Anderson Silva. Like, it was such a weird little...
Spooky, bro.
Fucking MMA spooky, bro. Seriously. Trip out on that MMA, guys.
Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy.
Right? See? No. Seriously. It all makes sense now when you think about it.
Yes.
Going on.
Yep. Exciting night of fights on the return of live, full arena packed action featuring in the photo that I saw of Rose celebrating her win. Dingo.
Amazing.
Dingo.
Yeah. Got punched by MGK.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Machine Gun Kelly punched Dingo in the face to, be exciting when the camera was on him. So Dingo got his sunglasses punched off his head.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, they got on the punch cam.
Yeah. Yeah. Dingo's actually texting me right now. He wants to come hang out tomorrow. And he said, Dana White hooked them up because I said I saw you on TV, mate. Yeah, I thought that was awesome. I love seeing Dingo excel. I'm very happy for him. Somebody I can get behind,
Yeah.
He's all hot.
I don't know if you guys saw the news about Steven Seagal's Scottsdale home that is up for sale.
I thought he lived in Russia.
I think he owns or has owned homes a lot of different places.
When do you reckon the last time he saw his penis?
I think he
Like, not in the mirror,
Marked for death?
right? Seriously. Like, we're talking, you probably still had Sharon Stone's phone number the last time you saw your dick, you fat fuck.
You think he doesn't still have Sharon Stone's phone number?
No.
I feel like if the list of celebrities whose numbers he might still have,
I see what you're doing. Yeah,
she might actually
Because,
she might actually take that call.
You're saying that because she's a lunatic, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her stock has fallen a bit as well.
Right, because
Not-
she said that
Mhm.
that the director secretly filmed her pussy.
Right. She said that she did not know that her naked vagina would be shown to millions of titillated schoolboys in Basic Instinct until she herself saw it up on the big screen.
And it wasn't vagina, Like, maybe you could see some kind of pube or something. You didn't see any lips, I mean? Calm the fuck down. People,
There's that point of view.
yeah. Well, I mean, exercise pants. God damn, ladies. Sometimes I see, your clitoris.
Yeah.
I see your labias, and then sometimes you're running and it's up there showing me like you're predator.
Well, right. And you might think that you're pretty and you might want to show me.
I feel like saying, "Who the hell are you?"
That would have completely changed Basic Instinct. If in that scene, instead of just doing the leg
Predator's
uncrossing, she just gives a predator.
Let me think about that for a second.
What about if she took a drag off the cigarette, turned around and blew it out?
Blew it out of her anus. Yeah. Oh, it's not too late for us to put that in our movie.
Yeah. Man,
'Cause
we're
that-
playing checkers. Sharon Stone's playing chess.
Yeah.
So Steven Seagal, I don't actually know that it's as remarkable as the headlines want to make it out to be. He is selling a home in the Scottsdale, Arizona area for $3.39 million. It looks like the house a rich Steven Seagal type person would own up in some beautiful, scrubby, mountainy kind of area of Arizona. But the home has tons and tons of floor-to-ceiling windows, each of which it is said is bulletproof. Steven Seagal is selling a bulletproof house.
Wait, 69? Fuck, that guy could buy it.
Oh, that's true.
That
Yes.
guy needs that.
He could just walk around all day in his house, just
Flipping
middle
people off through the
fingers.
window. No security. Just let all the gangbangers just pop off at that house all day. Man, if you're a neighbor, you gotta be freaked out.
Man, did the director of the movie Seagal worked on last just forget to yell cut on their last scene? Like, why does he think he needs a bulletproof house?
I mean, he is full of shit and he talks shit on everybody. He's
Yeah.
always been a very spoiled, jealous guy. Like, if you ask him about any other famous actor, he's always hand to hand. He would beat the shit out of all of them. They're all fake fighters, and he lives in a fake world where I could see a couple people saying, "Man, shut the fuck up." Maybe, yeah, good point.
So
No one's
he
gonna
got
shoot him.
he was like worried that Van Damme was going to show up with
Yeah, I know. You just made
like
me
a
realize.
Biggie Tupac thing. By the
So-
way, speaking of Van Damme, we're going to be doing that Dennis Rodman movie review tomorrow.
Yeah.
Double Team,
Yes.
which I guess you can rent on Prime. I watched it last night. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a fun one.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's definitely a movie you want to watch before we review it.
Did you know that Caitlyn Jenner is running for governor, but she announced that she's running for governor in a car driving while talking to her dog?
I did not know that.
Let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Did you know that one time while she was driving a car, she killed somebody?
Yep.
Did you know that when she killed that person, she did not do any time?
Yeah.
And now she's telling you that she's going to help your town while driving and talking to her dog in the passenger seat.
Yeah, while reminding everybody what an irresponsible, murderous driver she is.
Yeah, I really feel like Jake Paul should fight her as well.
She paid $800,000 to settle a lawsuit stemming from that fatal 2015 car crash slammed into a vehicle in which 5 family members had been riding. A husband, a wife, their 2 children, and his mother-in-law.
Which one did he kill?
Let's see.
She killed. Sorry.
Yeah.
He then though, right?
Somebody got
He was.
It was
he hadn't
right
It was when
after-
people were saying he's transitioned.
That's right.
Yeah, because
It
I
was-
remember seeing a lot of jokes that like, oh, first day as a woman and you already can't drive.
Oh my God. I don't even.
Unnecessary.
He killed. It was he at the time. She killed a baby.
Oy. Brutal.
Right. How is this not?
How is that?
And then you go on to
Yeah.
be famous.
And then you
Because
get awards for
Caitlyn Jenner didn't exist as like forget about Bruce Jenner the celebrity. Caitlyn Jenner the celebrity didn't exist. Everybody knows who Caitlyn Jenner is. Caitlyn Jenner is a ubiquitous celebrity who has been celebrated, has been mocked, obviously, could easily get a reality show anytime she wants one, and now thinks that she can be the governor of California. Murdered a baby.
As a person that is a huge supporter of trans rights, when she came out, of course, I was like, wow, that's great for her. I'm very happy for her. I hope the family can understand because, wow, that's a late bloomer. But I get it. You must have been in hell for all those years when you thought you were supposed to be a woman and you're not. But the media, what they showed me was, yeah, he did have a car accident, but she is now and that wasn't as nobody. They didn't say. I never got the news that he killed a baby in that car crash. A baby died.
I don't recall having known that.
Right? Isn't that for the month? Like, so that means you paid the media. I know and now that I believe most of us know that, the media is not to be trusted on both sides. There's facts here and there where somebody's on live television saying something who's a scientist or a doctor. And I'm like, okay, they can't edit that out. But a lot of stuff that I can tell CNN and Fox, they definitely make it seem like the side that you're on is always innocent and the other side is out of line crazy and boil your blood bullshit. But is it not apparent to us all? It seems like people that like Trump don't see it. Very rich people fucking your life up. She's going to be in charge of California. You didn't even do the time for that. Even if you have the money, you should do the time or at least step out of the limelight. You murdered a kid. That's murder.
I'm seeing that it was a 70-year-old that died.
Did you say 70?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sense of this. Yeah. No, I think it was a 70-year-old. There was a baby. I'm sorry. So
No
there
wonder
was
they didn't mention it.
a 4-week-old baby who was hospitalized after he failed to respond to stimuli at the scene. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So he almost killed the baby, but he killed the old person.
Oh, yeah, there was somebody with a cervical spine fracture, somebody with severe nerve injuries to hands and wrist,
He fucked the whole family.
blunt trauma to someone else's knees, as well as neck and back injuries.
So that means he just gives them $800,000 and that's how they drop the charges? It seems so odd. I would, like the family, can they not, what's the law on, I don't want your $800,000. I want you to go to fucking jail. You killed my grandma.
Well, they accepted the settlement.
I know, which
Yeah.
tells you, what are we living in? It's your fucking, man, I don't know. If I'm trying to put myself in that position, you're going to give me $1 million to walk away. And then the lawyers are going to tell me, listen, if you take him to court, you're probably not going to get that much. I'm like, he fucking killed my fucking grandma. My baby almost died.
Yeah.
And other people in my family have broken spines. It's personal.
So I don't think that the family
Weird.
is without means in their own way. I
They
don't
were
think,
already okay?
well, I'm just saying I don't think that there are people who just had no choice because they couldn't possibly afford a lawyer.
So then why do it?
Because I can only read you statements from lawyers from both sides, and those are limited statements. So if I were to read a statement explaining it from Caitlyn Jenner's lawyer, you go, well, what the hell is that worth? But Caitlyn Jenner's lawyer, Blair Burke, said, we are gladdened that the district attorney has agreed even a misdemeanor charge would be inappropriate. It was a traffic accident, a devastating and heartbreaking event when a life is lost, but not necessarily a criminal matter. It is possible that the family said you didn't commit a crime, you just fucked up driving, and yeah, that's fucked up and we can't bring people back, but we're not going to, you did not commit. It's not a crime to have a traffic accident if you weren't doing anything negligent at the time. If you weren't on your phone, I'm assuming.
But you did it. Wait, but if you hit somebody
Mhm.
and it's your fault, is
Yeah.
that not your fault? Like they didn't hit him, he hit them, correct? You know when you hit somebody in the back,
Yeah.
it's your fault.
Right. But is that your criminal fault or is that your responsibility for the damages?
Oh,
I don't know the difference. So it was a 4-car pileup that resulted in the death of a 70-year-old. Yes, the baby, I think, ended up being fine. She was not charged with the crime, and the LA district attorney determined she was driving below the speed limit and engaged her brakes before impact.
Okay, so and there was more people that hit her as well, like as a pileup.
See, I don't even know how insurance people.
Well, that is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're driving like a fucking idiot or you're intoxicated, then yeah, you're a murderer. But if you were doing everything legal and somebody in front did something erratic and you couldn't stop, that is not your fault.
I don't know. It does seem a little weird. I've rear-ended people before. I've never rear-ended somebody to the degree where an ambulance had to be called or somebody fucking died.
I know, but
So like,
they're saying that he was doing legal speeds. So
I know, but it doesn't add up.
You can still.
was it on a freeway maybe?
I think if I'm not mistaken, it was up in Malibu, and there's only so many roads in Malibu. I think if memory serves, somebody was turning on to the PCH, which
Yeah,
is a
and they were on
highway, but it's just a 2-lane road running in each direction, so 4 lanes total. It is possible that you weren't getting a blowjob and you weren't looking at your phone and you weren't drunk, but it wasn't unavoidable. You know, I got rear-ended not that long ago. And the chick just fucking spaced. I saw her eyes looking at me. I stopped I was like maybe the 3rd car to light, and I stopped, and I just saw her just kind of keep rolling right into me. And we went into a gas station, and she got out, and she's just like, I don't know. I just fucking lost the plot there for a second, and she paid for the stuff, and it was fine. And is that a crime? No. Is it her fault? Yeah.
You know, that happened to me in Thomas Hayden Church's Porsche when he lent it to me and I hadn't bought it yet. And I was in Hollywood somewhere and I just crossed the street right before the light went red and somebody came across through the red light and I watched them not see me and I started to try and move over. And as they saw me, they were going to explode into my car and really hurt people. He saw me, went to brake and moved to the side and ran his wheel up against the curb to go around the outside of me and then stop because he wasn't going to make it anywhere near me. And I watched the mirror going, how do I tell Thomas Hayden Church that his turbo Porsche is written off? I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm in the right, you know, like I was in the car driving it. I took it to this area where this person exploded it because it all slowed down. I just watched him go coming towards me, going nah,
Mhm.
oh, and he just started driving it. But yeah, he missed the whole thing. But my life flashed before my eyes, and I wasn't even worried about my life. I was worried about the car.
I feel
was
like Thomas is such like a cool, chill guy that even if
I know,
it did,
right?
he would be like,
As long as you're
fuck it,
okay,
who cares? Yeah.
I know. No, once again, when it comes to all heart human beings, he's
He's a champion.
Yeah, he might be one of the most lovable creatures I've ever met.
Yeah. Agreed.
Where is he?
Texas.
Yep, nice. Well done. Can you reach them in Texas? Because he's drifted off.
A teacher in an English private school, I gather a fairly uppity private school, has been banned from teaching for 3 years after quote unquote unacceptable behavior during a class trip to Costa Rica back in July of 2019.
Did she party?
It's a he.
He partied.
He definitely partied. If I had to guess, this is somebody who definitely needs to stop partying, and it's maybe even possible. I'm just speculating. This person knew they had to stop partying before they went there, but maybe the lure of the rhythm of the islands.
Most partiers know, Michael.
Yeah, somewhere deep in their soul, if they haven't already directly addressed it with treatment or whatever. It's a very expensive school. It costs about, I guess it's not that much. Somewhere in the range of about $20,000 a year for this private school. I don't know what sort of private school takes class trips to Costa Rica.
Yeah, it sounds like a really cool school that
It sure
I wish I
does.
had gone to.
So
Stayed.
I think they were supposed to be there for a week or 2 weeks. He was sent home a little bit early due to his behavior. Some of his actions included drinking with pupils, allowing one or more pupils to drink alcohol despite being under the legal age of 18, threatening to, quote, kick the head in of one pupil and, quote, kill another. Telling,
Well, kick the head in is pretty much murder too, right?
yes,
Yeah.
get your head kicked in. Good luck bouncing back from that.
Red jackets?
Taking one or more pupils to a strip club,
Yeah.
telling one pupil, quote, I'm not in trouble. You'll be in trouble.
Yeah, no, we got you there.
After being aggressive toward one student, he kissed the boy's forehead and told him, quote, you're all right.
Oh, shit.
He
He's lucky his mum and dad don't go to his house and beat the shit out of him.
He acted aggressively toward the woman leading the trip when she tried to take him back to his sleeping quarters.
Oh.
He is alleged to have exposed himself to the woman in a shared hotel room. Although it was agreed this was not malicious or sexually motivated.
Oh, okay.
So
He was
may
just
have
drunk and he pulled his pants off.
I think so,
Right.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to bed. Doesn't even, like,
Does
good
my
night, mama.
My watch look broken.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah,
Well, he
so-
could get another job.
Well, he has been banned from teaching for 3 years, I guess the
Right,
question
so
is.
the next
Yeah.
3
Is that,
years.
is that enough?
I feel like he
teach-
got off light. You're only benched for 3 years and you're like showing people your dick and
I agree.
smooching and strip clubs.
He could teach karate or something for the next 3 years and then straight back into schooling.
I think he should just go back to Costa Rica and stay there.
Right, seemed like he was excelling there.
He really seemed to get in touch with his spirit animal down there.
He knows where the strip club is and he knows where the bar is, so the party will continue. Those guys love to party.
Costa Ricans or teachers?
Costa Ricans and teachers. You guys ever had sex with a teacher?
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are a couple I would have liked to.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's different. I probably had sex with teachers that I didn't want to really think about having sex with when I don't even think I really wanted to fuck anybody in school as a teacher. I had one teacher that was nice to me, an art teacher. She was a little bit chunky and I didn't find her, she was like a loose, not like her vagina was big. She was loose, like, she didn't mind me. Like one time somebody said some shit about my art and we had a bit of an argument where I got heated and I was like, fuck you cunt, fucking snap you. And she made a joke about snapping someone. She was like, when you say you're going to snap him, are you going to like put him over your knee? And I was like, what? And she made like a joke that broke down because this is a school
You're
where
gonna snap him like a Slim Jim?
I went to school where people punched each other in the face every lunch break. Like people were fucking angry in my school, man. It's like, well, yeah, cunt, we'll fucking see you at lunch. And I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
What is it with you people? So you had to kind of jump in there.
president of Bogan Hall. You take that back.
Yeah. It was constant fights for who's the king of Bogan High. Yeah. And I didn't even want to be the king. I was just challenged by everybody. It was terrible. What'd you say, cunt? I'm the king. I'm like, sounds good, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, she sounds like the kind of teacher who would have done some naked finger painting if you were up for it.
Yeah, so I don't want to say that because she was a nice lady, but yeah. But then I think about all the other people that were my teachers. I never wanted to have sex with any of them. They were my arch nemesis. I hated them.
Yeah.
They were like always doing bad things to me, like telling me to do homework or read or all that other unpleasant stuff. Do some, add that up. I'm like, you
Right.
add it up.
Right.
I'm
And
gonna
at
be
that
a pro
point,
skateboarder, you fucking idiot.
at that point in your life, your attitude towards school is pretty similar to Twisted Sisters.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't
You
have
were not going
fangs,
to take it.
but I fucking was not going to take it. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Nobody would join me in not taking it. But if I had like my fucking friend with the Jewish hook thing,
Oh, yes.
I won't take it. I would have been like, fucking, we're not going to take it. But nobody wanted to not take it. Everybody was taking it.
They were taking it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids in school, they just take it.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
One teacher picked me up by my ears. So why would I want to fuck him,
He seems like a dick.
Dude, that fucking hurts
Yeah.
so bad. I never forgot that.
I was running through my mental Rolodex of the teachers that I had, and were there any that I wanted to sleep with? I don't even stop to consider the dudes.
Yeah, no, it's different when you're here. Didn't even realize my angle's there, but yeah. Well, everyone's on the list, Michael. Everybody could get it when you're me.
When I was in grade school, we had a teacher her sister was in Miss America,
Ooh.
and she was like,
She had something to prove.
No, she was a million times cuter than her sister, who was like a beauty pageant.
Yeah, what is it with beauty pageant people where they put a bunch of makeup on, like they polish a turd or whatever?
Yeah, I don't
Seems like the hair and the makeup are more of.
I'm not
than
putting
the-
her down. I'm just saying the woman that taught me that's how beautiful she was. She smoked her sister, who was like a beauty pageant queen.
Mm.
And like that year, my uncle wanted to pick me up from school every day.
Ew.
Just to get a glimpse of her.
Ew. God. Okay, I feel so good
Well, no,
about myself.
my uncle's only like 10 years older than me. So he was like a young dude in his 20s coming to
Yeah.
see the teacher.
I'm
And I'm assuming the teacher was older than you were.
She was probably also in her 20s.
okay.
Game on.
Yeah.
No, you should definitely. Yeah,
Plenty of room in the backseat of this
no,
Camaro.
He should fuck her in front of you. Yeah.
There were a lot of
That'd be a lesson.
There were a lot of nuns in that school too. And I was just thinking about that the other day. I had a teacher one time bring me into, I think I was in kindergarten or first grade, and she was teaching third grade. And she
Yeah.
brought me into the front of the class, like in the middle of school, sent a student to come get me, bring me to that classroom. And everybody was just sitting in attention like this, silent. She made me sit in a chair at the front of the room, and she took her long fucking witch fingernails and dug them into my forehead. She goes, "You're not using your brain," and just dug it into my fucking flesh.
Whoa.
I think
Yeah.
it's an established fact that nuns are evil.
I fucked a retired nun once. She had like a real big mole right next to her vagina. Weird. She couldn't take it anymore.
You fucked a nun?
Yeah, well, she wasn't a nun anymore, obviously.
Yeah.
I love how you think that's cool. I remember just saying bullshit. No, you're not. No, you weren't. Because it makes no sense. Why would you be here?
How old was she when she retired from the nunnery? We're talking about I'm picturing.
She didn't make it.
Who was Murder, She Wrote? Oh, I see.
I mean, she did it, but she left.
Oh, okay.
She was older than me, but she wasn't old.
Yeah.
I was super young. But I think she was tripping out on my job. And then she was like, "You think I used to be a nun?" And I was like, "Haha." She's like, "No, seriously." I'm like, "Well, then why would you leave?" Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Long story. Something about not believing God anymore, obviously. Somebody betrayed her.
There's some wild stories about, I guess, like orphanages back in the day because everybody talks about the things that priests were up to, and obviously not all priests and not a majority of priests, but the evil things that were going on that people didn't know about or turned a blind eye to in the 50s and 60s. And the nuns were put on just the same pedestal. Everybody just assumed if the nun says it's a good idea, it's a good idea, just like the priests. And right, somebody wrote a book about, it's like their first day at some orphanage or something. And as they walk up to the courtyard, a kid literally comes flying out a window.
Everybody knows if women don't rub their vaginas, they throw babies.
Kid comes flying out like a second story or third story
Out
window.
of a-
Yeah, and lands, and then he looks up and there's just like the horror movie, like the evil nun just like Damien looking out the window. And everybody just like pretended it didn't happen. And
Are they allowed to masturbate?
no.
Right. So that's your only fault. I get it. Everybody, you want to do a thing, you want to whatever. Great, cool. But thou shalt not touch. That was a bad. Whoever made that up, that was a bad one. You should do another testament where it says priests and nuns can fucking jerk off. I mean, holy shit. Let them touch their own private area.
Okay, but let's think about other
It's like
people.
telling them you can't shit or something.
No, I understand, but let's think about people who take, like, for example, do monks, the kind of guys who can heat the snow around them. Do those guys go jerk off to
Yeah, that's
internet
how they
porn?
heat the snow.
I don't know.
I think that there are probably people outside of
But
Catholicism.
you don't know they don't do that, though. You're
No.
just assuming because they can do crazy breath work that they don't touch their dicks.
I'm speculating whether or not there might be other groups of people in the world other than Catholic clergy who take vows of celibacy. And I definitely think that there are some kinds of monks, there have to be, who take vows of celibacy.
Well, here's one.
Mhm.
Maybe monks, because they seem to be very like they know a lot of ancient like they're very healthy. I mean, to me, I always see them as like people that can put stab swords in their neck and bend blades and fucking do all kinds of weird karate chops and boxes and splits and balance on shit and not eat for long periods of time and heat up their own bodies and be in the snow. They sound like super athletes. So I feel like somebody that's, because it sounds like they exercise and they meditate and they do all this other stuff that is good for body, soul, and mind. But if you just are a priest and you get McDonald's and you don't work out and you don't do anything healthy for you, you don't do any of that other stuff, and you don't jerk off, I don't think that makes a body healthy, a happy body, and a happy body is one step towards being healthier. That's for sure.
There is this idea, and I'm not an advocate for it, but there is this idea that celibacy isn't supposed to be just ignoring that part of you that needs to be service. It's about taking that, different cultures have different words for it, that chi, that life force, and diverting it into other parts of your life. And I'm looking at an article right now. I have no idea who this woman is. Her name is Mary Talbot, and she wrote an article called The Joy of No Sex. She says one of the most liberating decisions of her life was choosing celibacy. What I was going to say...
What does she look like?
I have no idea.
I got an idea.
Well, what difference does that make? Ugly people have sexual needs too.
Some people completely switch off because they didn't think anybody's interested in them.
Right.
That's one person. And good, great, you figured it out. But if it's not, I just think you make it a law, which means everybody who's a nun and everybody who's a priest obviously agrees with that lady and feels extra energized by not stimulating themselves. But some probably would just feel better if they rubbed one out every now and then, and you're making them feel bad about it.
No doubt.
I'm like, if you wrote it where, if you want to do that, if you want to fast, you can fast, but you also don't have to fast.
Yeah.
Because some people don't react well to that.
And I'm sure there are plenty of people who get into the priesthood or the nunhood and have no intention of not jerking off, and maybe some who have no intention of not having sex on the sly. And maybe there's some people who go in with the best of intentions, and like everybody else in our lives, you have a plan, and then you go in, you go, that turns out that wasn't the greatest plan. That plan's not working out. That to err is, after all, human. I just mean that we celebrate people who aren't from our culture who take on celibacy because we believe that they're different. Oh no, that's cool. You're like a Shaolin monk, and you're so diesel that you don't have sex and you don't jerk off, and you've made it work for you. And then we just assume that somehow that couldn't possibly work for us. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think the clergy of the Catholic Church should be celibate anymore. I think it's been a bad idea from the start. But there is this idea out there that you can make celibacy work if you don't just you don't just ignore the elephant in the room, if you actively work to redirect your sexual energy elsewhere. If you're the kind of person who wants to make that decision, and you shouldn't be getting into the priesthood or the nunhood if you don't think you're that kind of person.
Right. And there's sexual energy that you need to redirect because you maybe have a lot of it. Some people probably don't have that much to redirect, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yep, agreed.
I have had heart problems where I was like, at one point, I was like, what if they give me pills where it doesn't work anymore? So, my penis. So that means that's off the table. I've already, I recently thought about not being here anymore and being here with less of my favorite things that I can do in my life. And it's still easy to face. I can not fuck as long as you don't kill me. Like I'd rather be here, see my kids, hang out. You can take my dick. I'm not happy about it, but I'm not gonna kill myself.
And it also might be one of those things where
I've had a good run.
Like
He's had a good run.
If you lose your dick because it just kills your sex drive, like if you're not horny, are you necessarily missing it?
Well, that's another one. Oh, yeah. If I didn't, because I feel like I would still have the sex drive. My dick just didn't want to work. But yeah, if I had no sex drive, then yeah, fucking that easy peasy. And yes, with that, if I did have energy that I could take from that and direct it somewhere else, would I have more energy in those other aspects? Yeah, I would. You're right. So you could, depends on what you want in your life.
Yeah.
Does celibacy by definition mean no masturbating as well? Or is it just refraining from sex?
I think so.
Ah, that's brutal.
Seems wrong, right?
Yeah.
Seems like every now and
but
then
again,
you
you're just going to have a lot more wet dreams if you're a guy. And also I hear that like being backed up, and this could be more stupid Kevinisms, but I heard that just staying backed up a lot can also contribute to like prostate cancer and shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. No idea. Not going to claim it. You can Google it, everybody, if you give a shit. If you don't want to jizz, don't jizz. If you do, you should. Don't
Agreed.
worry about it. Nobody's watching you, man. And if they were watching you, it's no harm, no foul. I don't
get
frown
it.
upon anybody that touched their genitals.
Nope. And if somebody
Just
is
don't touch mine without asking. That's all I'm saying.
if somebody is watching, they get it, and whatever they saw in the house next door to yours on either side might well be worse than what's happening in yours.
Yeah, to be a fly on the wall, Michael.
Oh my goodness.
All right, that's a show, right?
Yeah.
We've done a show. It's great to do a show. It's great for you to listen. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell everybody that we're the fucking greatest. And you can also go to our Patreon /EllisMate. And then you can celebrate us doing 2 live shows there. And I do 2 solo live shows. So really, that's 5 shows total. Not to mention these fucking assholes have their own fucking podcasts. So, and Patreons. So it's fucking like, it's like 17 shows.
Pod
I
your
believe if
face
you do
off.
the math. Don't die.
Bing, boing, poing, 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 poing. Poing, poing, poing.
Boing, 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 boing. Meow, 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 meow.
Fucking meow, meow.
Big fat boy.
Fucking Big fat Fucking boys. Bing boing boing. Pwim fucking pwim.
Bing, boing, poing. Poing, bum.
Big fat boy. Fucking boy.